Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the University of Aesthetics. My name is Evan, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I get asked about here and there at the gym, and that is the mind-muscle connection. So basically, mind-muscle connection is your ability to really concentrate on the muscle group that you are training. So this video is just going to highlight a few different tips for helping you to better concentrate on and focus on using the muscle group that you're trying to train or isolate that muscle group. So the first tip that I have is kind of one that relates to a lot of different other videos, and that is just to use a light enough weight when you're training. So, especially when people start out with back training, they have a hard time connecting with their lats, so their biceps may take over when they're doing a pull down. So my advice for that would be to lighten up the weight and really go through that full range of motion and focus on using the muscle groups that you're trying to train. So when you're doing a pull down, from here to here is all back, and then you finish the motion off really squeezing your lats and shoulder blades together, leading with your elbows. So that would just be an example of how you would lighten up the weight to really feel the muscle. Tip number 2 is going to be to close your eyes. So this may seem kind of weird and awkward, and this would only work for certain muscle groups. Obviously, if you're training like a dynamic movement, you're probably going to want to have your eyes open for balance and different things like that. But if you're doing like a preacher curl or something like that, you can close your eyes and really focus on the muscle group that you're trying to train. Kind of get your mind inside that muscle, and it's harder to explain this tip. Just try it the next time that you're training, and I guarantee you it will help. And the last little tip here is and this applies if you are training with a partner, and that would be to have your partner tap on the muscle group that you're training. So if you're doing chest, for example, and let's say you're doing incline dumbbell press, when you're going through that motion and pressing up, you can have your partner tapping on that muscle group, and you can feel it a lot better. You can get a better connection with that muscle and make sure that you're using that portion of the chest with that movement. And that applies with other muscle groups as well. If I'm doing a one-arm preacher curl with dumbbells, on that concentric part of the motion, I may tap my bicep so that I'm really working on that peak rather than just moving the weight through the motion really quickly. So that would be another tip to have is, tap on that muscle group. Sometimes when I train chest, I will put my chin down into my upper chest, and I think that helps with the connection as well. So those are just a few different tips on how to improve your mind-muscle connection. Obviously, nutrition, hydration, those are a few different factors that play into, having a full muscle when you're training, and that helps too. But a little side tip as I'm thinking about this would be to train muscle groups, like one side at a time. So I think unilateral would be the right term. So maybe instead of doing 2-arm lateral raise, you do one arm and then the other arm, and that may help you really focus on using one side versus when you use both arms at the same time, you may not have as good of a connection. So those are just a few tips. Hopefully this video helps you out with that. I think the biggest one is just to make sure you use light enough weight, especially when you're starting out training. You will develop that muscle, and the mind-muscle connection will get better as you go. So get out there, make sure you get your meals in, hydration, and happy training. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.